What are your next 5 moves? Have you thought or are you thinking strategically about your game plan for the next 6 months, 1 year, 5, or even 10 years? Particularly in this time when we have major advancements like robotics, generative AI, and even low code, and all these things that are now being able to do work that has been traditionally for human beings, workers to do, now machines are doing them. Have you thought about what your next moves are going to be? I was seeing a news headline about how some writers were beginning to protest because s- tools like ChatGPT can already generate essays and very quality materials based on existent literature, and these materials will be as sound, as good as what an average or maybe even a good writer would produce. Now, of course, I'm not in this case validating all the responses you can get from ChatGPT, but the point is the game is changing real fast. And the greatest achievers over time have been known to be people who were able to think ahead and really determine what their course of action will be based on changing circumstances. So we have someone like Kobe Bryant, who, according to an interview he made with Patrick Bet David, he said as at 13 years, when he was 50 something ranked basketball player in the United States, he already knew he wanted to be one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and he had a list of people he had to surpass to achieve this feat. Now, that was at 13 years old. And 5 years later, he was good enough to be picked in first draft for the NBA. The point of that story is that he was able to think ahead and know what his next moves are going to be. Many people are thinking in one step. They're thinking one step ahead. They just think, I'm going to do this next. And that's where they stop. But the greatest achievers so far, and even great chess players, have been known to be people who can think up to 5, maybe even 10 moves ahead. They know that if their opponent makes this move or counters their action with another action, they know what to do to counter the opponent's move. This is very important, and I think is something that really got me thinking today. I'm still thinking about it, but the ability to plan ahead is very important. To plan ahead, to know what you want to do, and if things don't go exactly how you want them to go, what you're going to do to make up for that. I'll end this video with a quote I heard on one of my all time favorite series, The Blacklist, when Reddington was speaking to Dembe, and he was speaking to the task force, and then because Dembe was in that conversation, he asked him, "What wins wars?" And Dembe's answer was anticipation. So the greatest leaders, greatest military leaders have been people who could anticipate their enemies' moves and counteract them long before the battle starts. I hope this video gets you thinking in this direction, and I hope you found it useful. Thank you for watching today's video. I'll see you tomorrow.